Talk Shows family. It's Nopsa here at Ngozi Talk Shows. Find your own voice, lead from within. With me today, I am with Carol Ann Cooper. How are you, Carol Ann?
I'm very well, thank you. And you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
So, our topic today is thriving amidst the noise, achieving productivity goals despite a family interruption. In our fast-paced world, achieving productivity goals can often feel like navigating through a minefield of distractions. So, and for many, for many, uh, some people may find very challenging, particularly balancing professional commitment to various family events. So, Carol Anne, I would like to find out why you chose this topic and what was the motivation behind it, please. And I'm sure the audience would love to hear.
Sure. Um, just one point, you keep fading in and out. You keep going quite um your sound keeps reducing and then coming back again. I'm not quite sure what's happening there.
Okay,
But
let me see.
oh,
My
that's
mic
nice
is
and loud now.
okay. My mic was facing that way because I use
Ah,
this
okay.
mic.
Right.
Yeah, it was facing somewhere else, so it needs to face me.
Ah, there you go. That's clearer now. Okay. So yeah, this topic, it came about sort of just listening to someone the other day saying how they have someone that they work with is constantly being distracted by their family, even when they're working. And I was also just looking back through some of our old conversations and talks that we'd had sort of a few years ago. And there was one in there around how to be, continue being productive in amongst the sort of family distractions. So um, I just thought, yeah, how can you thrive amidst that noise of family interruptions? There's always something happening, and it's not necessarily them just interrupting you while you're working. It's what might be going on for them. Things might not be going well. There may be ill health, or there may be, other problems that's going on, which is constantly distracting you. So again, how can you thrive with what you're meant to do and be productive when you've got all of this noise going on? So yeah, just it is that juggling, isn't it, of responsibilities and family commitments that can get quite overwhelming. So it's either the children seeking attention, it's your spouse wanting assistance, or just the household chores, calling, they tend to call, and very often work might be getting a bit, your tasks that you've got in that you're wanting to get on with, suddenly all of a sudden chores seem much more enjoyable. So again, there's that distraction, there's things that call. So it's how can you keep on task and be productive amidst all of that other noise that's going on. So yeah, what did you think when you, apart from, what do you think now about the title, NOMSA, despite the fact there was that word that was incorrect in there that threw you completely? Yeah.
Oh, it's September? Okay. But it did make sense in the end. I was like, okay, September is children holidays as well. So
September,
July, September,
July and
they go
August.
back to school.
September they go
That
back to
yeah,
school.
yeah, they
Yes.
go back to school. 6th of September
Yeah.
is normally 6th of September. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't know why Carol Anna put it this September, so I'm just gonna go along with it.
But it was nothing to do with that, was it? It was
Yeah,
just
it's
predictive
yeah,
text again, and not checking. You know, that's what I can be
yeah,
responsible for, not checking it completely, thinking I, typed it in properly. How it
yeah.
came
I
up with
think
September, sorry, I have no idea.
yeah, I think things can be really difficult when you're juggling things like trying to fit in family and new schedules. Like if you have new schedules, it can be really, it can be a challenge. It can be really demanding because, like myself, I have work and then I have my family and my children. Sometimes they demand time. My oldest is just fine because she fits in. If I'm not available, she's fine because it means that she'll go and see her friends. But she normally she's always available, and it's my youngest where I have to try to fit in with her. If I don't, if she doesn't spend time with any of us, she makes a complaint. So she complains that you guys don't spend time with me. But it doesn't happen very often. But she will let us know.
That's
And
really good.
yeah, trying to fit in with family and trying juggling things. It makes sense now. The topic Ikera on is
Yeah.
a is it's a very very is it can be a challenge, but you just have to have a strategy, establish clear boundaries. Like sometimes if you are somebody who works from home, you can communicate because now you have remote work as well. There's lots of people working from home, so you can communicate your clear boundaries, communicate your work schedule to your family and commitment, so your family know where they are and dedicate your hours. If you're going to work 5 hours or 6 hours or 8 hours, dedicate your hours in having break at the same time so family they know, and make sure the door is closed. I have my friend, he works from home. He always makes sure that the doors are closed. The way his office, the door is closed, and the family they know they can't just interrupt him. They have to think that he's at work, even he's working from home. And break times, he has break times. Even myself, I know he works from home. So if I do want to see him, I have to make an appointment. If it's during work hours, and he will let me know when he's taking a break, or either it's 12 o'clock. So I show up that time. If I need to help with something, I'll show up that time and then he'll help me. But otherwise, you have to have a strategy because otherwise, without strategy, you cannot fulfill your goals. Um, so yeah, it's very, very, very important. Myself, after school, I after 12, I do come and broadcast at home. I do work from home as well, because it's closer to the school, picking my children. Before, when I started doing this, because in the morning I'll go to the office and then in the afternoon I'm here. Before I started, when I started the schedule, it was hard. Find myself going to the kitchen looking for food, even if I didn't need the food. Or sometimes I'll find myself putting the washing in the washing machine. And now, strictly, I don't do it. I wash my washing like weekend. I put it on Saturday or Friday. I put it on if it needs to. If there's plenty clothes, I'll put it twice. That means that in the week, I cannot do ironing. I cannot wash. If I'm on my break, if I'm at home on my break, I go get some food and just sit down, or sometimes I just eat. I have breakfast. Oh no, I don't eat now, actually. Oh
No.
yeah. Yeah, I've got 2 years, 9 months not eating in the day. So I don't eat, so I'm fasting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't have to worry about food. I eat at 3 p.m. So which is
Right.
good. But my schedule, I have to be, before it was a struggle, but now it's like mentally
Set.
it's my schedule that is in my head.
Mm.
So I just have to do it. What about you, Kiro?
No, I don't have um, a structure at the moment or a schedule. It's something I'm working towards. Um, at the moment, I'm still sort of wandering through the day. I have certain things I want to get done, but it is something I'm working now towards having a much more of a structure and perhaps timetabling certain activities. I just go put in my diary what it is I want to achieve in the day and just get it done as I can. But
Hold on.
it is what you say, just having a strategy, setting those boundaries, letting people know what it is that you're going to be doing, and actually staying to those boundaries. It's really important that your family or your friends know. And so, like, with your friend, his structure, and you know how to get in touch with him, or how to create a time to be able to talk with him. And that's the same with everybody. You need to do that with your family. So setting those boundaries and being clear. So like your doors are closed are a great visual clue. Sometimes telling them doesn't always go in. So having a visual clue, like maybe you've got certain clothes you could wear that says, I'm working. Or you have a sign on your door that says, I'm working, do not disturb. Because sometimes it needs to be a visual clue. An auditory one isn't sufficient. It doesn't stand. It doesn't stick, it doesn't work. So you really have to know who it is that you're communicating to. And your communication needs to be really clear. But it's also allowing your family or your friends to know when you're available and have that communication. So like your daughter's really good at saying, hey, I need some attention here. But it's allowing that to happen, but have that conversation that says, right, I'm working right now. I hear you. And when would be a great time, or give them a time, say, right, I can listen to you at such and such a time. Or I've got 10 minutes. And then I can give you my attention. But it's having that communication, letting them know when you are available. But also, do you have to work through the day? Because, there's 24 hours in the day. Maybe there are times of the day which are less demanding on from the family that you could utilize for work. And I remember years ago when my children were young, and it was when they went to bed that I would then get out the marking, because I was a teacher then. So I would then do my marking and lesson preparation then, because they were asleep. So I gave them my attention to go to bed. I read them a story, settled them down, and then I would use that time to do the marking or preparation. So yeah, it is important to have some sort of structure, or allow juggling that family life, have a timetable. So in answer to your question, I don't have a timetable at the moment, but it's something I'm working towards. I'm getting there slowly. I'm feeling much more like doing work or doing writing, or, things are sort of slotting into place a bit more now. So, yeah. Anything else
Yeah,
that you could suggest?
yeah, it's very, very important for those who work like to have a schedule, proper schedule if you are working, somebody works from home.
You're going quiet
Otherwise,
again. Can you go a
have I
bit?
gone quiet?
Not now. You did just a minute ago.
Oh, okay, okay.
Keep close
Yeah,
to your mic.
it's very, very important. Like those who work from home. I think this mic. Why does it keep cutting me off?
Mm-mm.
I'm okay now, am I?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's very, very important to have a strategy at work, and also if you are somebody who works at home, it's very, very important. Like myself, I work everywhere. I work in the coffee shop, I work in the hotel, I work in the office. It depends with where I am. So yeah, it depends with what I'm doing. Sometimes that's why sometimes when I'm on the go, I send a message and say, "Can somebody do this and do this for me?" Because if I'm out, that means I can't do some other stuff. And if somebody's asking me to do something on the computer, which is I can't do it. So that's why I'm like,
Mm.
okay, I have my team, they'll do it. They'll get on and do it. Yeah, like yesterday. It was yesterday where they wanted something and Claudia had to do it. So it depends with where I am, but I have to be disciplined. Or sometimes if I'm out, I might see people that I know, so I have to be disciplined and say I gotta go. But I only if I'm in a coffee shop, it means I'm meeting a client. Because
Okay.
with the job that I do, it's difficult to meet clients in the office. It feels like it's an interview when you talk to them, but if we go out and relax and meet for coffee, it makes it more exciting. So I don't intend to meet my clients. If I ever met my client in the office, I think it's the people that once, like, if I need to somebody to do the work or they come to my office. But with my clients for coaching and stuff, I don't meet them in the office. Coaching is normally on Zoom. And before it was in person, and now after lockdown, and nobody wants to come. You offer people in person, and like, actually, no, sir, I prefer to stay on Zoom at home. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
People prefer to be at home.
Mm,
I prefer in-person meeting when
yeah.
you're doing the coaching. It's more touchy. You can, yeah, you can feel the
Mm,
presence of a person.
yeah.
It's different.
It's more 3D-ness, isn't it? When
Yeah,
you're with somebody, there it is different. Um, and although it works over Zoom, there
yeah,
is something different about being in person. And I met up with a friend last week, and there was supposed to have been three of us, but one um, cancelled at the last minute. So my other friend said, "Well, do you want to do it over Zoom?" And I was immediately, "Oh no, no, no! I still want to meet up in person, please." I could feel my whole being go, oh, "No, I just wanted to get out
yeah.
and meet up." And she said they're the same. Once we met up in person, it was like, wow, it's so different to just sitting and being on Zoom. So,
Yeah,
but it's nice to have the be able to do both, though, isn't it? Now, so you've got that choice.
yeah. It's really really
Mm,
nice.
yeah.
So yeah, it's really nice. I had a meeting just before I came. I had a meeting with someone from Pakistan, someone from
Mm,
India. So we were on Zoom together. So I was like, this is awesome.
yeah.
Yeah,
This is it,
it's
isn't it?
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. It's lovely to have that globalness.
Yeah, now we can do now because of lockdown, but
Mm,
before it was like we gotta do it in person. So now
mm,
it's all virtually. So doing that, if you are a coach, you have to be disciplined,
mhm,
really, really disciplined. Because like in the house, there could be loads of things. Like my children, I'm not sure about your grandchildren, Carol Ann, because their dad always make complain and he says, "Why is the room so messy?" I was like, "You have no idea." Honestly, they'll clean the room, Carol Ann, but
mm,
when they're dressing, they'll clean the room before getting dressed. And then when they're dressing, everything is back to messy because when
yeah.
they get dressed, everything gets chucked on the floor. So I sometimes I
Mm,
pass through their bedroom. I'm like, okay, I'm working. I'm not touching this room.
mm,
I'm
mhm,
working.
yeah.
So yeah, so it takes so much to be able to do that. So you have to have this really strong strategy, and you have to be disciplined to be able to
Mm,
work from home and do the work and stuff. So I do all that and also take responsibilities as well. So my children, like my daughter, my youngest one, she's 8. She knows the routine, Carol Anna. When she comes home, if mom is working, she will not disturb me unless
mm,
if she hears the voice that is familiar, because there are some people that always say hello to her. So if
um,
she hears that voice that is
mm,
familiar, she'll come and say hello. But
mm,
otherwise, she's just so disciplined. She'll stay. Uh, I don't like staying in a different room. I like to stay so I can watch her. So I like her to
okay.
stay in the same room where I am. So she goes so quiet.
Um,
Yeah, my friend
mm,
took her. She was babysitting her. She's a head teacher. He's a head teacher with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, how come Kayla is so good? My daughter is not like that. I was like, yeah, because she comes to work with me. If she,
Mm,
during half term, there's no need for me to get a babysitter if she's going to come to the office. So she comes to the office and she's used to it.
mm,
She's disciplined as well. She knows mommy's working, so she'll just do her own thing. So you got to train the kids.
yeah.
So she knows now it's mommy's work. I'm not going to disturb. If
Mm,
she needs something, she would just get on, like we prepare food and she has food. She would just go to the fridge and help herself, or she'll just sit on the table with a different food, different things to pick on, and then she would just get on with it.
yeah. Yeah. And that's
Yes,
important. You've say trained them, but they've grown up with respect because you've respected them, they respect you
yeah,
and what your boundaries are. And it's the same here. My grandchildren, because my daughter works at home, um, so she's got the dining room as her office, although she's out and about a lot because of the nature of her work. But when she's here and the doors are closed and they know she's working, you don't disturb, because that's what's expected. That's what they've been brought up with. And so they will find things to get on with. They know what they're meant to get on with. So, but I've always, even with my own children, if I needed to get on with something myself, I would expect them to entertain themselves, find something to do. And they did, because there was that expectation. I didn't, they didn't expect to be entertained, and I didn't expect to have to entertain them all the time. They had things to do and expectations of them to help with the chores as well. And I remember my daughter, she went to stay with a friend once. And she's probably about 13, 14, something around that sort of age, and she'd gone to stay one night with a friend, and she came home and she said, oh, she said, I'm so glad you make me do things for myself, she said, because I know that when I grow up, I'll be able to look after myself. She said, but my friend, her mum's doing everything for her. How's she going to be able to, look after herself when she's older or mum's not around? And that's what I always used to say to them. If I'm not around, how are you going to be able to look after yourselves? It's important. And that's part of being a parent, is teaching them how to look after themselves, how to do jobs. And, yeah, and my grandchildren are the same. So they are very respectful of, when we're working. And for me, when I have my door shut, they'll tap on the door. And if they don't get an answer, they don't come in. Or if I'm on a Zoom call or something, if it's okay, I will just say, oh, hang on a minute, put myself on mute, just let them in, quick, interchange, what is it you want? And out they go again. But there's that respect, I'm working, I'm busy. Yeah. And that is important, but it's important to uphold that and not give in to that constant, attention. If they're seeking attention, it's communicating with them. This doesn't work. You need to communicate the importance of the work, you working, and make sure that is clear to them. But also giving them attention and time. It is bringing in that balance, isn't it? As you were saying, you give her the attention when you have the time to, and that's important as well. So you were about delegating tasks. That was something you say you ask for support. There's also about delegating tasks, and like you said the other day, you put in the WhatsApp group you wanted some help from us, and somebody jumped in and supported you. And it is being able to ask for help, not think that you've got to do it all yourself. But it is also delegating. Are there tasks that you can delegate? You don't have to do everything yourself. So it's remembering all of these things. It's all these little tips and these tricks that help you to thrive amidst the noise, as I say, that noise that goes on. And it is about you thriving. That's important. So yeah, thriving, not striving.
And that's really really important. And also if just allocate like time specific time blocks, or maybe family time or personal activity. I know I have a friend, she during her break times she goes to the gym. So it's like at 12 o'clock when she'll go, it's either 1 till 2 or 12 till 1.
Mm-hmm.
She'll allocate her time. She'll go to the gym or she'll just go for a run, a jog. So it depends with what she's doing. So it's very, very important. To me, I just go to I go running. I don't go to the gym. Gym is boring. I can go to the gym on the treadmill.
Mm.
Yeah, then I'll be okay. I can do anything on the treadmill. I can write. I can plan. Honestly, I can
Yeah.
plan. If I'm on the treadmill, that's fine. I can think.
Mm-hmm.
It help me to think. It will help me to do anything. But if I need to do like to work on my arms, my daughter is at home. We have a gym at home, so my daughter can help me to do that. She's really good. My 8-year-old one though
Okay.
is very
Yeah.
bossy.
Yeah.
And if you say you're doing press up or push ups, if she says 100 is 100, there's no backing down, because she'll be doing it with you. And you are like,
Yeah.
you're looking at her, is she stopping? She's going. And then you feel embarrassed.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, you feel embarrassed and then you gotta do it, girl. She's like, we're doing this. Like yesterday or 2 days ago, she was doing training her dad, and I said to her, Daddy, good luck to it. I'm not putting myself in that situation.
Oh, bless. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to be disciplined, ask my daughter anything. Ask my daughter to remind you something, or you have a schedule. You tell her, I'm doing this at this time, I'm doing that. She'll make sure you do it.
Nice. Yeah.
Yep.
She holds you to account.
She will hold you accountable. Honestly, she'll be really happy to help you.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
that's
like
good.
if I set
Yeah.
the alarm, because I intend to put things in my diary and then I'll put things on my alarm. I think mostly I put things on my phone alarm. That means I can't get out of it. So she'll tell me, Mommy, it's time to do this. Mommy, it's time to do this. It's time to do this. So I have to do it, because you have to be disciplined to get things done. And also, like let's say if you want to, because you can't just be working and working, you need to take breaks, like in front of the computer. You
Mm-hmm.
need to make sure that you take time, and also you need to make sure you eat properly as well. There are some people, they prioritize work, not eating properly. Make sure you have your
Mm.
lunch, proper lunch, and you have your breakfast. Make sure you have your nice dinners. Just eat properly and work. It's good to have strategy, but don't get like staying in the work and say I'm just gonna focus on the work. You just prepare food. If you have to prepare lunch box, even if you're at home, do it. I make sure that I eat it. Food is the one, like if I'm fasting, when it's time to eat, make sure that I eat properly. And that's why, and I make sure that I drink properly as well. 2 liters of water every day, or 3 liters. To me, that's the number that yeah, I drink 2 liters. That's why
Mm.
I was looking at other people, they are fasting, but they are struggling to go through that day, like 8 hours. So I was like, how much water do you drink, by the way? And he was like, I cannot drink 2 liters. I was like, you have to drink 2 liters, because when you drink water, you can go without it like 2 days. If you drink 2 liters every day, you can do a dry fast 3 days. Or I've not done 7 days, but I've done a dry fast, no food, no water, like for 3 days.
Mm.
So I've done that. I've not
Right.
done 7 days, but
Okay.
the people that I know have done 40 days. I was like, I looked at somebody who has done 40 days. I think just drinking water, but I've not done that. And if I have to do it, I have to go and live with that person that has done it so I don't die.
Yeah, it's like what did they do that enabled their body to continue?
I think they just drink a fluid. No, no, no. They just drink juice or water, I think.
Mm, mm,
Yeah, but they do it. But anyway, if you're filled with the Holy Ghost, you don't want no food because it means the food is just there. Uh, a human being can survive. You can survive a certain length of time without food. But I know people that are
mm,
not many of them, mostly the people that are into ministry that have done 40 days. But I've never met anyone who has done 40 days without food. Like I'm doing 1,000 days, so I'm very, very careful. I make sure that I eat properly
mm,
so I can teach somebody when I'm finished. So have
mm,
that strategy is really good. Now I don't have to worry about having lunch. I don't have to worry about having breakfast. So I just go through without breakfast, continue with my work. If I do take a break, I take a break and just sit on the sofa and just have that quiet moment. But normally I sit on my chair.
oh, you got
I
a
sit
special
like
chair.
this, the chair, my computer chair, I sit like this.
Yeah.
The reason why I sit like this on my chair is in case if I have to do the thinking. If there is something that I need to think, I need to learn, I'll just sit in front of the computer, not doing nothing, not thinking nothing. And then something will come up, and then I will just start typing or just do some things. But yeah,
Mm. Yeah, so
I'm
what I'm
very
hearing you say, it's this self-care is important
self-care.
here.
Yeah,
Self-care and practicing mindfulness.
yeah,
So, it's having that break, it's having exercise, get up and go for a walk, fit that into your
yeah,
day, or doing some meditation,
yeah,
but giving yourself that break. But certainly drinking water is important because when you get stressed, that the first thing that goes is hydration, and if you're not hydrated, your brain can't function. And also if you're not moving, again, your brain just stops functioning. So movement, hydration, looking after yourself is really important. That's what will help you to get, be productive, get the tasks done that you want to get done. But it's also not making yourself wrong if you find that you are struggling or you get distracted. It's actually going, okay, so what caused me to be distracted? And move away from the task and look at that and work with that and go, okay, that's what happened. That was a trigger. It took me away. And maybe I was in that moment, I was getting a little bit fed up with what I was doing and thinking, oh, I can't do this. Or, there might be a cry for a distraction inside of you. And
yeah,
what happens? A distraction comes along. So it's actually looking inside of you and seeing what part of you is looking for distractions or wanting distractions away from the tasks that you're doing. Because maybe there's something that's got a little bit monotonous with it, or there's a part of you that's thinking, oh, I can't do this. This is hard work. And it's about then giving yourself some time to work on that belief that I can't do this. Because there will be a part of you that actually you can do it, but it's working on that belief that says, I can't. Well, what exactly is it that you can't do? Do you need to go and ask for some help and some support to get you through this so that you can do it? Or is there just breaking the task down into smaller tasks, easier tasks, and then do them step at a time? Well, can I do this? Can I do that? And just ask yourself until you get to the point where there's something that, the being says, oh, yeah, I can do that. And then do it. and then the next bit. So it's not making yourself wrong if you find yourself distracted and you stop working, or, it's actually playing with it. It's playing around with it, looking at the language that you're saying to yourself, looking at what's caused you to be distracted, and what part of you has asked for the distraction. And then just go and have a chat with that part of you, or maybe just go and do some meditation. And in that meditation, just ask for support to work with that part of you that asks for the distraction. There's lots of things that you can do which will then speed up when you get back to the task. You'll be so focused and it'll be like boom, 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 boom. It's done. And before you realize it, you've done it. And it's perfect. And you start wondering, well, what was it I was thinking about? Why was I thinking I couldn't do this? Because I've just done it. And what's also important is acknowledging your success. Celebrate. Just, yes, I've done it. Have something that you do to celebrate when you've achieved what it is that you've done. And that's just as important, because I know when I was teaching, it was always on to the next problem. There was never any celebration. There was never any encouragement of, oh, well done, for that class achieving those results, or those students achieving, or for doing whatever, you've done. It was always, well, this problem hasn't been solved, or have you done this yet? Or there's always a problem. There's always on your back. Nothing was ever, say, good enough, or it was never acknowledged what it took to run a department, to be a teacher. It was never actually acknowledged. It was always, there's this to be done and there's that to be done, and problem after problem. And it just grinds you down. And before you know it, you're worn out, you're burnt out. So celebrate even the smallest, tiniest win. Celebrate it, because your whole being then sings, So I'm managing to get out and do some walks. The neurovascular doctor has set me a regime of walking. And when she gave it to me, it was like, what? And I literally
Oh, how
freaked
are you
out.
getting on with that? How are you getting on with it?
With my walking,
Yep.
it's coming on. I'm doing more. She wanted me to walk every day, start 2 weeks of 20 minutes, and then move on to the next 2 weeks of 30 minutes, and then the next 2 weeks, 40 minutes. And then after that, set to 60 minutes. And it was every day. And I literally went, what do you mean every day? Because I'd already just got into a rhythm of nearly walking every day just to the shop. And for me, that was an achievement in itself. And all of a sudden I felt like she was dumping this on me on top of what I was already doing. And I lost my presence of mind. And when I went left, I thought, oh, I didn't ask her why she want me to do this walking. What am I looking for? Or asking a bit more about the narrowing of the artery in my left leg, what. And I just thought, oh God, because in my mind, I just completely went. And when I got home, I just thought, I can't do this. And then I thought, well, actually, for my health, I need to do that. I wanted to walk every day. How can I do this? So I started, going, okay, well, that's only 10 minutes there and 10 minutes back. Which direction shall I walk in? And there was one direction that called me, and I thought, right, so I've done that, and I can do like a circular tour. Because I hate going there and back. I like to go up and go round, But I've done it a few times, and because I also do the other walking around to the shop or to the library, or to hot pod yoga, I need to get to the bus stop. So I was already doing that walking. And so what I've decided is I started thinking, well, if I could do it 3 times a week. And now I'm just actually fitting it in. I've done a few more than 3 times a week. So I'm building up myself to just fitting it in. And when it fits in, I found that actually in the evening is quite nice to go out for the walk. And then I'm going to start, once I've got increased that number of times per week, I'm then going to increase the time, because I'm actually starting to walk a bit quicker. And that route that I did, that circular route, actually in the beginning took me 23 minutes to do, because I put my phone on timer 20 minutes and then saw where it went ting ting ting, and so I saw how long it actually took me to walk it. Yesterday I did that route and it only took me 21 minutes 40 seconds. So I'm walking more quickly. So I'm in my head, I'm thinking, right, I'm going to wait until I get that route down to 20 minutes. And then I'm going to extend it to go to 30 minutes. And if I don't do it every day, I don't do it every day, because I go to yoga once a week, hot pod yoga, which I'm finding is helping. And soon I'm now going to go start swimming. I just need to get a swimming costume. So once a week, I'm going to be going swimming. But it was like, because I didn't ask her, well, why walking? What is it that walking will give me? You know, what is it you're looking for? I realized that that's why I was going, why am I doing this? You know, if I have a reason, and I think this is where people need to realize, when you're stopped with a task, is it because you don't know everything around it, that you know, what's the reason? Does it you know, is there a purpose for it? If you don't know the purpose, that can often stop you. It's like, why am I bothering? What am I doing this for? So I've now started to bring it in. It's from, you know, because I want to, but I'm also going to get in touch with that doctor and say, well, you know, what's the purpose of the walking? What is it that you're looking for? What had you say do this amount of walking? You know, so that's something I'm looking at doing now, but I'm making it my own. I'm making it workable for me, because I was getting angry, which didn't help either. It was like, she doesn't know me. She doesn't know what I've been through. She doesn't know how much it's taken for me to get out, when I get out and do the walking that I'm doing, and enjoying it. I, you know, when I'm walking, I'm thinking, gosh, I don't have to stop because I'm, you know, out of breath. And it, you know, it's taking me shorter time. I can go all the way to Sainsbury's, all the way around Sainsbury's and back again without having to sit down. Before I went into hospital and had my operation, I was sitting down about 3 or 4 times. I had a spot, you know, there was certain walls that I knew I could sit on, get my breath, and continue. And it was hard work. So, yeah, I think it is knowing, recognizing what you're doing and why you need to do it, but making it your own so that you can make it work for you. That's really important. So, yeah, the walking I'm beginning to enjoy, because I'm listening to my body and going, okay, so what's different? And part of it, the walk is slightly uphill. Most people probably wouldn't realize it's uphill, but there's a slight incline, and I can feel it in my body and my legs. There's an ache and there's pains, and in my lower back. When I come back, it's slightly downhill, and all of a sudden, my body feels different when I'm going downhill. You know, so I'm working with my body as I'm walking, but also thinking of things and plans, and yeah, working out things. So exercise is a great a great thing to help you with productivity as well. Because when I get back, it's like, right, what can I get on with? You know. So yeah, the walking is coming. It's coming. As I say, I'm making it my own, and I think that is important. It's to make everything your own so it works for you, and that's where the strategy, the discipline come in with your work and the tasks that you've got to get done for it. It's making it your own and having a reason and a purpose for it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very important. I like it when you say get rid of distraction. It's very, very important in not to get distracted. And you mentioned celebrating your wins. You have to celebrate your wins. Otherwise, even um, the universe like you to celebrate that hard work because it might look like little things, little success. I always say to my family, or like sometimes I'll get something and then I'll be celebrating, I'll be like laughing, and they're like, but that is tiny. That's not something big. I'm like, yeah, you don't understand, guys. To me, it's something big. As I just celebrate my wins. Sometimes I dance just to show gratitude to God and say, you know what, God, we're getting there. We're getting there. And I find where every path where I celebrate my wins, big wins comes. And so it's very, very important. It's not that every time you have to be on the go, you have to be on the go. Just getting up in the morning, attending gossip talk shows and having to do other things, dealing with the clients and having been able have being able to get to work, that is a celebration that we celebrate. And also know your purpose. Why do you do what you do? Is very, very important. For me, people always say on Facebook, people are like messaging me private, so how do you lose weight? I know my body looks like my chest is very, very big, but I've lost so much weight. And I was like, I just walking, like doing this consecration was never part of me. Like looking good because I like taking pictures now. I just pick pictures and I just put some do my hair, my fake hair, just do it very nice and just take some pictures. And everyone is like, Nomsa, you look so good. I was like, it was never part of the plan anyway, just to lose weight and stuff, but it comes along with it. But it's not my focus. I was telling one of my friend when she was talking, we were talking private. It was like, it's never one of my focus. And never ever, my intention was never to lose weight or to do anything. My intention is to fast, connect with God, and just open the realms that I have never opened before, and just enjoy that part of life where I've never been before, and just connecting and working that strategy and doing some work and working really hard because I don't really want a Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency to be just Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency or Ngozi talk shows. I liked it to go to the next level, but in order for me to do that, I'm gonna have to open the realms that I have never opened before. And mostly seeking God is hard. Because I know that if I seek him, I'll have things, he will add things that he knows what I need, my needs. So he will help me to fulfill my needs if I just want him. And I was listening to this guy as well. He was preaching the other day. He said he was busy wanting to do this, and God was like, "You are not seeking me. You are seeking the gift that is in me." So I was laughing when he was saying that. I was like, so I'm on the right path because I'm seeking his heart. And anything else, it will come along because my heart, I already have this. They say you have to have a business plan. My business plan is in my heart, and I'm sharing it because I'm asking God to connect his heart with me so I can walk with him. So that's my strategy, guys. Everything in that, honestly, I was testifying at work in church the other day. This is part of the topic, guys, for those who always listen to me talking about fasting and just I was talking to this guy, everyone, and when we finish, and everyone goes, but make sure that your daughter goes to be checked in a hospital. My daughter, she uh, dislocated her shoulder at school. But
Mm,
when she did that, because her dad he likes playing with his bones and playing with bones and clicking them and putting them back. So she did that and then she put her bones back, just clicked it back
mm,
on. So she pulled the muscles. So her head teacher was like, she's not going to INA, she's going to go home because they were finished. It was just the end of the show finished.
mm,
And she was like, the head teacher was like, she needs to go home. And then he called me. I was like, she's going to come home. It's not going to go to INA. And I just thank God I knew it was him. He said, she's not going to INA. She needs to go home. And I was like, I said, God, thank you because that's what he's been doing. My daughter has been doing some stuff like in the house. She'll be like, this asthma if it's not that. And then I'll take her to the doctor when she comes back. Um, she'll go to INA. The doctor will send it to INA. And then that doctor from the INA will send her back. So she needs to go home, come back when the doctors are open. So it's like the Holy Spirit knows that there's a distraction because I'm seeking more in my life, and there's something that is causing distraction. So
mm,
he is actually helping me. Because when she walked in, I sent her to the doctor the other day. I was working from home. She's 17, and then she comes home and she says, Mommy, I've been sent to INE. And the Holy Spirit goes, you're not going. She's going by herself because it's a distraction. And I gave her the money. I was like, you need to take a taxi, go to INE. And when you get there, here's the money taxi to go come back. And she gets into the INA, and the doctor from the INA sends her back home. He's like, okay, we're going to check you quickly. But instead of being here for 6 hours, you're going to go home because there's nothing serious. You're going to go home. And then when the doctors open, you'll go back to the doctors. That's the Holy Spirit knows that there's in the universe there's a challenge.
mm,
There's an energy that is challenging me. So it's showing me that God is saying, Nomsa, I'm here for you. And because I'm now seeking him, I'm seeking this. My strategy is God, I have this business, I have this life, I have these friends, this my team, but I need to take them to the next level. So show me the way. But I'm not really like saying like you're telling him what I need to do. It's in my heart. What I'm doing is I'm like, I'm seeking you. Even when I'm working in front of the computer, this is a strategy where it works. It's like when her heart teacher was calling me saying, I've decided to send home. I knew it was God, but if it was just the head teacher, I would have send it to the INA. I was like, thank you, God, for looking out for me. So everyone in church, they're like, why didn't you send your daughter to the INA NOMSA? You cannot rely on prayer. I just looked at them and I was like, you guys have no idea how I've decided. You see, he was talking about how he's no longer God was telling him he's seeking gift. Me, I'm not seeking gift. I'm seeking the man himself. And the man himself, it means you take my life to the next level. So that's what I'm doing. It's like you have to have a strategy. And when you have that strategy, it's like when you are at home, you sit down with if you're married, you sit down with your wife or your partner, your children. You don't shout at them or say they need to know that I'm at working, they shouldn't disturb me. You need to sit down and have that strategy, explain to them what it means for you to complete this task that you are doing. So for me, that's how the same thing that I'm doing. I'm saying, God, you see, it's important for me to connect, to love you, and to connect with you. And but my heart is so it has to be loyal as well. So when my heart is loyal, I know I'll complete every task. That's why I say I sit in front of my computer. When I'm sitting in front of my computer, I know that I'm not thinking about work, I'm not thinking about anything. But if there is something that I need to learn or there's something that I need to do, I will do it. But if I have to relax and just take a chill out, I take a chill. That is the strategy that I do. Get rid of stress. Don't stress out.
Mm.
And anxiety, get rid of anxiety. And more uh, important thing is look after your health. We mentioned that is self-care and everything. And so, what are the benefits, Carol Ann, like of embracing silence for you? Like when you are at home, like you are working in the silence, because sometimes when we are working, we take away all the distractions and everything, or simply when you want to go silence. What do you benefits? What are your benefits? What have you benefits when you do that? What do you benefits when you do that?
It's
It's 2 o'clock, by the way.
yeah, I'm just aware of that as well. So just very quickly, silence just allows you to be in the moment. For me, um, I'm I love silence. I can be with silence and just own it in that moment. And it means that I can then get on. It's like I go, okay, what is it I'm meant to be doing here? And just get on with it. So when there is silence and there's no voices in my head, there's nothing happening. I haven't got a bed that's now making a noise. It's like, oh, beautiful. It's not pumping the mattress up every few minutes. The silence is just, I find it very refreshing because when I walk into my bedroom now or into my room and I'm so aware of that silence, it's like, wow, I hadn't realized how much that noise of that bed wore me down, how much it actually impacted my whole being. Because now there's a peacefulness there. My body goes, ah, thank you. So I can then get focused. So that's what it is for me. What about for you when there's silence?
Silence gives me peace. I didn't know actually. Apparently, the silence, apparently, there's power in it's like if you are standing, put your hands up like this, like, and then you go quiet and you go silence and you put your hands up like this. I'm learning so many things. And then go silence with your hands up there. Like when you're worshiping, when
Mm-hmm.
people are singing like gospel music,
Yeah,
they
I'm
put
just
their
doing
hands
this.
up.
Yeah.
But what you do is you just no talking, just silence with the hands. If you do that for 1 hour every day, apparently, amazing. It's a
Oh, wow.
powerful
Yeah.
meditation.
Yeah.
That
And
is
it,
if you want to connect with the heaven and the
mm,
universe,
mm,
God, whatever you think that is. Me, I believe in God. So apparently it's so powerful. And just for me, when I'm silent, have I ever been in a silence place? Um, have I ever been? But since I've been doing my going deeper with my prayer, sometimes I don't get my silence. It's either I get something disturbing me, then what do I do? It's either I sing or I play music.
mm-hmm.
But silence, it means when I go to sleep, Kero, and it takes me, how long does it take you to sleep? It takes me 1 second to go boom, sleep.
Most times, yeah, I can just put my head on the pillow and I'm gone.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So it's 6 minutes past. So guys,
Yeah.
you can go to the website if you want to connect with the Kero Ano, you want to connect with me. We might have a new website very soon, guys. Yes.
It's exciting.
Yeah, and the domain is changed as well. I'm so excited to see the new website. I know it's just gonna be very, very simple, but as long as it drives traffic, that's
Mm,
what I need.
mm. Something simple that is easy to navigate.
Yes.
That's what you
Yeah,
want.
because
Yeah.
when you look at Sai's website, it's so simple, but the traffic that he drives so much traffic. So I was like, okay, can I just have like that kind of website where I
Mm.
have like too much traffic? So that's what they're building, and I'm so excited. So
Mhm.
it might be live today if I approve it or tomorrow. So I'm so excited. The domain is changed now is .coach. So if you guys have my website, you can go to www.hscia.coach. So .com, the other one, I'm going to create an app with the other one. I'm going to
Okay.
create an app for the business.
Got it.
So that one
Good.
still exists, but
Mm.
I have to create something special for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm so excited. And mostly I'm excited to see the module for the um Ngosi talk shows and Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agents. And please connect with Carol Ann on social media.
Mhm.
God bless everyone. Carol Ann, do you have anything to say?
Just like to leave them with one quote, really. It's just by Anne Catherine. When we clutter our lives with imagined obligations, unnecessary activities, and distractions that only kill time, we dilute the power of our lives.
Thank you so much,
So
Carol
you're
Ann.
welcome.
And God bless everyone. And live with grace. And I'll see you tomorrow. I think tomorrow with Grant, or I might be on my own. I'm not sure.
Bye.
God bless.